In Censor's today's live stream, he was asked if he arrested Anne. The question caught him off guard. He tried to answer but just went around in circle. He fumbled. The subscribers were demanding answers. Let us watch this clip, then we dive deep to more discussion about it.
Set the record straight. Did you jail Anne? No, I did not jail Anne. The thing is, I don't want to bring controversy, but because today is a Q&A, I'm willing to give you a little highlight. I didn't jail Anne. What happened was, Anne, I you know, sometimes this is my neighbor, but I will try to answer you. But the thing is this, Anne's family was hosting somebody who was being looked for with the police. So they had to find someone that would help them get who they were looking for. Technically, that's what happened. Yes. So there's nothing like a jail Anne, but police were doing the investigations, and she was part of the investigations because they were seen with the person of interest. And me, I'm not the police. The police decides. But again, you know, she's my neighbor. Personally, me as Marwa, I forgive her. Yeah. So that is it.
A very good morning, beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another reaction video in this amazing YouTube channel that goes by the name Marwa Lumumba Africa. For those who are coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, I do reaction videos, especially to the videos that are posted in public domain. Like today, I'm going to discuss about the questions people are asking after Censor's live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who have not subscribed to this amazing YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and share this video to other individuals. Remember to turn on the notification bell so that any day, anytime I post any video, you people get notified. Watch my videos from the beginning up to the end without skipping those ads that you see there. I also have another YouTube channel that goes by the name Vibe with Lumumba. Let us go support that YouTube channel. Let us make it monetized. Let us show love to all these YouTube channels. Let us like every video. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want us to discuss one of the most talked about moments from a recent live stream that Censor himself did, not because it provided all the answers needed by the subscribers, but because it seems to create even more questions. As many viewers know, a question was reportedly asked about Anne, the controversies that has been dominating conversations online. Last week, part 1, when Anne's journey was arrested, put in police custody, money was demanded for her release. We questioned, we asked a lot of questions without getting the answer. Then Anne herself came on camera and said the same individual who facilitated her arrest when she was in police custody, he declined her in public in front of a police officer, telling the officer that I don't know this individual. And what caught people's attention was not necessarily the answer that Censor himself gave yesterday. It was the reaction. It was the way viewers interpreted the response. Some viewers felt that the explanation answered their concern. Others felt it raised additional questions, and that is what I want us to analyze today. Not to declare anyone guilty, not to declare anyone innocent, but to examine why so many people continue discussing this story. I've seen a lot of people even calling Censor an evil man because of what he did, arresting a student, arresting a girl who she's chasing dream, and after her release, Actually, she condemned the act. She even went ahead and told people in public, if this house is the one that is causing these all problems, why can't you demolish this house? And let me talk what exactly happened in that live stream. A subscriber asked a question and at the center of everything. But when people do not have complete informations, they naturally begin filling the gaps. So some people create theories, some people create assumptions, some people create narratives, and that is why clarity becomes very important. Now, let us discuss one moment that viewers have been debating. The idea of somebody being part of investigation because they were allegedly associated with another person. Senso came on camera and said Aunt's Johnny was arrested to help in investigation. I asked myself, investigation my foot. Look at the police officers who arrested Aunt's Johnny. They are not even the DCI. DCI are the people who are documented, or the docket is the one that does investigation of individual. And look this, you claim this individual is being investigated. The same individual travels from where she was into Kenya, flying back to Kenya without any investigation, without any questioning. Even the government itself, it was aware that a visitor came, because when you pass through the airports, your details are being fed in the computers. Your traceability can be traced to where you are heading to. So that tells us which investigation are you telling the people that this Anne was arrested because she was holding a person who was being investigated. So there are many viewers who have seen this thing becoming very interesting. People start asking, how does that work? What are the legal standards? What role do witnesses play? What role do investigators play? What rights do ordinary citizens have? These are reasonable questions, but because many people do not have detailed knowledge of legal procedures, and when legal language enters public conversation, confusion always follows. Now, let us discuss another question. Could online drama lead to real-world consequence? Because what we see about Coco Mama is all about online drama. That is a fascinating issue, because 20 years ago, creators culture barely existed, reaction channels barely existed, live stream barely existed. Now today, however, online interaction have real world effect. Reputations are affected, relationships are affected, communities are affected, and sometimes the consequences extend beyond the internet itself. That reality is the reason why these discussions attract so much attention, and this is what I'm really thinking it is circulating, the drama between Coco Mama and Senso himself. So people recognize that the digital world and the real world are no longer separate. They influence each other constantly. Another issue people keep raising involves travel, because Senso himself is a traveler. So when he's a traveler, viewers have asked questions about foreign visitors. How are visitors treated? Because this is a visitor. Coco Mama was a visitor. How was he treated? Getting into a village, then we could see a lot of shenanigans. We could see people arrested. What rights do they have? They have their own rights. What happened when controversies emerge, and what is the role do immigration authorities play? So, what role do the law enforcement agency play? What role do embassies play? These are the important questions. Generally speaking, if a foreigner visitor enters a country legally and leaves a country legally, that process involves procedures that are separated from social media debates. Coco Mama came to Kenya legally and she exited Kenya legally. A lot of people were like, what will happen? Because I myself, I received a lot of calls, people questioning and asking Maxwell Lumumba, do you think Coco Mama will exit Kenya safely? I was just responding to them. I told them there is nothing that Coco Mama has done. Just show me one thing that Coco Mama has done. Nothing. If it is all about YouTube accept reaction. And that is what I can tell people. For those who think that they are lamenting, saying a lot of issues about maybe being a reactor, being what, people speak a lot of issues, and that is why they question. Even some of the subscribers are forcing Censor to arrest reactors, telling them that they are tarnishing his name. And for us, what we can just tell Censor, do the rightful. The world is tired. People are tired for you doing those evil acts of yours. That is why people are curious. The last time I discussed about the 100 by 100 feet gift awarded to Daniel that is bringing a lot of controversies. Imagine 100 by 100 feet to 3 acres land for 5 years. It does not bring sense. It doesn't bring sense. So that is why people now are raising a lot of questions. That is, they are trying to understand how public controversies interact with the legal processes. Now, curiosity naturally creates discussion, and let us talk about perception. Perception is powerful, sometimes more powerful than facts, because people react to what they believe happened. People react to what they think happened. One thing that I usually tell my subscribers, I only react to the videos that are posted in public domain. I don't go and get some videos. Then I tend to play those videos so that the audience and any other individual can see those videos. So people react to how the events appears. My perception is not the same perception that maybe a person A, B, C, D has. People react differently. Sometimes we don't watch each other so that we react on that, because we can watch a video, we analyze how these videos goes like, then everybody gives out their own objective. So that is why public figures often find themselves under intense scrutiny. That is why Censor himself is being scrutinized by a lot of these reactors, because they are demanding to know the reality. That is why even subscribers themselves, they realize that what the reactors are saying is the reality of what is happening in the ground. So every statement gets analyzed, every pause gets analyzed, every answer gets analyzed, and every expression gets analyzed. And once that process begins, people start reaching different conclusions. So one viewer sees confidence, another viewer sees hesitation, one viewer sees sincerity, another viewer sees what we call the uncertainty. So now another interesting issue is forgiveness. Censor tells people in the camera that he forgives Aunt's Journey. My question is, what did Aunt's Journey do? Whenever people hear the words like, I forgive, I have forgiven, they immediately now start asking question. Forgiveness is a powerful concept because forgiveness usually implies that some form of conflict existed, of which Senso is not supposed to come on camera and tell people that I've forgiven or I've forgave Anne's journey. And yet, we cannot see any conflicting statements or any conflict within them, yeah? But the meaning of forgiveness can vary dramatically. Sometimes people forgive criticism, some people forgive misunderstanding, some people forgive personal attacks, some people forgive things that never became public. For me, I think the person who was supposed to forgive the other one, Anne was supposed to forgive Senso, not Senso forgiving Anne for doing what? So that is why we viewers often become curious when forgiveness enters the conversation. They want context, they want explanation, they want clarity, and clarity is not always available. Now, let us zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What is this story about? Is it about one creator? Is it about one reactor? Is it about one family? Is it about neighbors? Or it is about something larger? Personally, I think it is about influence, the influence of a creator, the influence of audience, the influence of public opinion, and the influence of social media stuff, because social media has changed how conflict unfolded. Years ago, dispute remained local. Today, dispute have become international. People in different countries discuss the same controversies. People who have never met each other become emotionally invested the same story, and that changes everything. It changes expectation, it changes pressure, it changes question, and that is why this situation like this becomes very fascinating. They reveal how interconnected the modern world has become. As I conclude these analyses, I think the biggest lesson is simple. Question matters, evidence matters, due process matters, fairness matters, and patience matters, because when information is incomplete, speculations often fills the void, and speculation can sometimes create more confusion than clarity. This is why I believe people should continue asking questions respectively, continue seeking facts, continue listening to different perceptions, and continue remembering that behind every controversy, a real human being with emotions, human being with families, human being with fears, human being with hopes, and that reality should never be forgotten. Thank you, because a lot of things have been discussed and the due process should be followed the way the law of Kenya states. Let me end that video from this point, then we'll be catching up in the next video. Stay tuned.